Yo, this is Real Talking E. Welcome to the locker room. We talk nothing but basketball. Now, I know you guys watched the game last night. If you didn't, you missed out on a lot because then we had the Celtics go up against the Heat. And what a game one. This felt like it was a game 5 or 6 of the Western Conference Finals. I mean, you watched the Lakers Nuggets game 1 and you watched this game 1, you would have thought we were already in the finals. Everybody was on the floor. Everybody was scrapping. Everybody was fighting for the ball. Everybody was, pretty much putting their body on the line on every single possession. Everybody, felt like they had a chance. It was so crazy to watch. So let's go ahead and start off with our first quarter. So we had the Celtics go up against the Heat. First quarter, I believe it was like 6 lead changes and 13 ties in the first quarter alone. Now that is crazy to see. Insane. And from that quarter on, I was like, yeah, we're going to have a great game. As long as somebody doesn't go up by like 15 points. Second quarter, it's still back and forth. I think in the second quarter, the Celtics eventually went up by like 13. I was like, damn. All they got to do now is pretty much, hold the Heat at bay. And the Celtics pretty much got this. And in this second quarter, the Celtics showed that they can really do it if they wanted to. If they lock in and they play great defense and they don't just play great every 4 minutes of each quarter, they can win every single game. But obviously the Celtics have their mental lapses and they're not going to sit here and play for the entire 12 minutes of good basketball every single quarter. They're just not doing that. Why? I don't know. If you have a mistake here and there, fine, cool. Get back on defense. If they score, whatever, it is what it is. But when you come back on offense, that's it. You lock back in. The Celtics don't do that for some reason. When they have their mental lapses, it's over. And in that second quarter, they came out, they locked in. I believe it was 5-6 possessions in a row where the Heat could not make a single bucket. I don't even think they were able to get a single shot off. It was insane. And to end the half, pretty much Jimmy Butler was going off, Jayson Tatum was going off, Bam Adebayo was going off, Jaylen Brown was doing his thing, but Marcus Smart had 11 assists at this point. 11 assists in the first half from Marcus Smart. Celtics were balling. But the thing with the Celtics is they were not shooting nor making threes. They kept getting to the basket, getting to the paint, getting twos. And although they had the lead at this point, I knew that the Celtics could not win the game like this. Celtics needed to shoot in order for them to win the game. They just had to. Third quarter comes. And the start of the third quarter is back and forth. Eventually, the Heat lock in. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, damn. I'm trying to decide if the Celtics are having a mental relapse or is this the Heat really locking in and is this the Heat defense really applying pressure on the Celtics? Because, bro, you got to think. This is the second seed versus the 8th seed. And I'm sitting here and I'm, watching and I'm like, it's actually the Heat defense that's affecting the Celtics. The ball's not popping around the gym anymore from the Celtics side. It's just it's not going to its best, shooter, the open guy, the hot guy. He's not doing that no more. Now it's a lot of ISOs. It's a lot of I want to be the man. It's a lot of let's try to just get some threes up, whether we're being contested or not. Marcus Smart started shooting instead of doing too much of passing anymore. It was damn, they came out a whole different team than what we saw in the second quarter. Even their style of offense was so different. And the Heat lock in, it was 5-6 possessions in a row where the Celtics couldn't score. Kevin Love comes, hits 2 or 3 threes. And then I think Gabe Vincent hits like a two or three threes. And the crazy thing is, bro, speaking about threes, I forgot to mention this. The whole time in the second quarter, when the Celtics were going off and they were eventually, getting their lead of 13 points, Kyle Lowry came off the bench and he took over that second quarter. He had, I believe it was like 11 or 14 points in that second quarter alone. He hit like 3 or 4 threes in the second quarter. I was like, damn, like, who are you feeling like? Like, he think he Kyrie or some shit? Like, he think he's Steph Curry? Like, who is Kyle Lowry feeling like? He's the same person who, in the playoffs in 2019 when they won the ring, he was out here having 0 points in the game. Now he's coming out having like 12 in the quarter. I was like, damn, if Kyle Lowry beats this Celtics team, there's nothing I can say about it. Like, just give him credit, give the Heat credit. It is what it is, bro. It's the Kyle Lowry game. Third quarter is Kevin Love. I'm like, yo, bro, like, what's up? Like, Celtics need to step up to the 3-point shooters or something. Like, y'all better start fouling them before they get the ball or something. Like, have some hard fouls because these threes are not valid. Like, the thing is, bro, like, the Heat don't have great 3-point shooters, but they have 3-point shooters that can get it going. Like, if K Love got it going in the third quarter, he got it going in the third quarter. If he hits 1 or 2, that's it. He could hit another 1 or 2 more. That's really all you need in the quarter. You hit 4 threes in the quarter, you hot. Kyle Lowry, same thing in the second quarter. All he needed was like 2 or 3, and he's hot. And that gives Gabe Vincent, some time and space and confidence to hit his threes. Third quarter, I believe he hit like 2. And then in the fourth quarter, when he needed him, he come back and he hit like another 2 threes. Eventually, though, at the end of the third quarter, he took an 11 or 12-point lead. I'm thinking, damn, this is over for the Celtics. They definitely lost game 1 at home. Now, this whole game, from the third quarter, it didn't feel like a Celtics game. It felt like it was going to be a Heat win. If it's too scrappy, if it's too, much hustling going on, it's going to be a Heat win. I promise you. The Heat are just way better at doing that than any other team. And then we get to the fourth quarter. Celtics come out the gate swinging. They go on a 7-0 run. It's pretty much now like a 5-point game, a 4-point game. And I'm thinking, there we go. That's the fourth quarter run from the Celtics. I've seen them be down 14, 15 points. And in the fourth quarter, they make a run and come back. I've seen them make a run with like 3 minutes left on the clock and come back against the Lakers. I believe it was actually this year. It went to overtime, and then Celtics won the game. Did not last for long, bro. Not a single bit. 7-0 run, and then they put Bam Adebayo back in, and he started just getting to the basket, just attacking the rim, attacking. Al Horford, he was so effective in the Sixers series, he couldn't do anything against Bam Adebayo. Now, here's my problem, right? Jayson Tatum had like 24 points in the first half. Jimmy Butler had like 27 points in the first half. I don't remember if it was the first half or by the end of the third quarter, but at a certain point, they both had 24 and 27, respectively. In the fourth quarter, Jimmy Butler's still going. He ends the game with like 34, 35 points. 6 steals. I believe he had like 7 assists or something like that. A good amount of rebounds too. So good overall game. Fourth quarter, he's balling. Now, like I said, this is my problem right here. Why are the Celtics not getting Jayson Tatum the ball until late in the game. He already lost his momentum now. He lost like his takeover. His takeover badges at this point are gone. They're not there no more. Because you went away from him for a long time and you was using him as a screener. You got to give him the ball. In games like this, you have to give him the ball. This is why the Celtics keep losing at home. When Jayson Tatum got it going, when he has 24 points by the end of the third quarter, in that fourth quarter, you give Jayson Tatum the ball. In the third quarter, you give Jayson Tatum the ball. Attempting 4 shots from him in a half, especially the second half of the game, is terrible. Terrible. Tatum needs to attempt at least 10. I don't care even if they're bad shots. He needs to attempt at least 10 shots. Because then, in the last 3 minutes of the game, now they're like, oh, let's give Tatum the ball. He's not hot no more. His rhythm is not even there no more. He commits 3 turnovers back to back to back. And the Heat won the game. Marcus Smart tried to get a steal at the end. They needed a quick bucket. He got that. And then they tried to get Jaylen Brown a 3 out of a timeout. He missed it. Could have honestly given them light, but, it is what it is. They tried to get another 3. Couldn't do it. It was over. And at that point, it was all Heat. Heat take game 1. Now, what is next for the Celtics? Is it over? Now, here's what I'm saying. If the Celtics win game 2, they have to lose game 3. Come back, win game 4, so they have momentum going back home, and then win game 5. And that way, it's a 3-2 series. When you come back to Miami for game 6, you either have to close it out right then and there, which I believe Tatum and Brown are going to want to, and I believe that Tatum is going to do so. Or is going to go back for game 7 in Boston. Which, if the Celtics win game 2 and 4, they're going to win game 5, which means that they're going to close it out in Miami. Oh, but the Celtics can't win 3 games in a row. They're not going to win 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, they can. When the Celtics want to lock in, they lock in. Now, the Heat played great yesterday. But just like the Lakers-Nuggets game, they didn't win by much. They won by a little bit amount of points. It wasn't like a 10, 15 point win. So it shows you that the Celtics have a chance. If they gave Tatum the ball a couple more times, Tatum hit, his shots, when they go in, they be having the crowd going. He did that. The rest of the team would have started getting it going, and it was over. But they kept Tatum out of the plays for way too long, bro. Way too long. Jimmy Butler, great performance, bro. He did it all on both sides of the court. And this is what Miami's going to need him to do, every single game in order for them to win. Bam Adebayo has to play like this and even better every single game in order for them to win. The rest of this Heat team, they need to show up the way they did yesterday. Kyle Lowry in the second, K Love in the third, Gabe Vincent, and everybody else in the fourth. If they could show up like that, then they're winning. They got it. But the Celtics, they have too much offensive power and too much defensive power for things to be this easy for the Heat. And I don't think the Celtics is going to go out like this. I think they'll come out game 2. They're going to have a different type of plan. They're going to show the Heat, we not whatever team y'all faced before. We not the Bucks. We not the Knicks. We are a completely different team. We have different personnel, way more talented, way more capable of guarding you, stopping you, and scoring on you. And we'll see about that. We'll see what happens in game 2. Again, Celtics would have to win 2, 4, and 5 in order for them to be able to close this out in 6. If not, then it's going to be a 7-game series. and that's going to be dangerous for the Celtics. But if it goes 7, depending on who wins Game 5, I would say I still have the Celtics winning. If the Heat take Game 2, then the Celtics are forced to come out and perform in both games in Miami. If not, the Heat are taking this in 6. But anyways, that's enough of me rambling. Chat. It's time for y'all. Let me know chatting down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E. And it's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch y'all. Safety.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it. And the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the 3 to win it. Good.
That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection.
This is for the win. Got it. Wow.
At 7, working against Butler, got down.